6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Alright, they have begun, so. Alright, take care, Red. I'll talk to you next week. Alright, folks, my apologies there. Some things to work out here. We have begun, in the first frag going to GitzZz in the first 50 seconds of this matchup. GitzZz landing a very beautiful lightning gun shot to the head of Burnie. Right now, he is sitting with, well, 89 points of health. And GitzZz has got 75, so neither of these guys with armor. Burnie finally picking himself up a 50. And 13 minutes, 49 seconds on the clock. GitzZz did get that first frag of the game. What a great job he did. A nice little flick shot there. Allison Trillion Zuddles, welcome to Inside the Game.
Hey, it's good to be here for such an exciting matchup between these two fantastic players. 1-0 score, 13 minutes and 29 seconds on the clock as GitzZz picks up that super shield. He's at a 100 armor, 100 health. He does a hammer jump up to the top levels where he finds Burnie waiting for him as Burnie's going to have to back off there a little bit. 50 armor, 71 health. He's not ready for a battle. He's a little bit hurt, and he doesn't want to give GitzZz any open opportunities because GitzZz, he's ready for this one. He needs this one to continue on throughout this match. It's a 1-0 overall score in favor of Burnie, so this map has to be GitzZz or this match is going to be over. So GitzZz up on the top level, sees Burnie going for that small shield, is going to go ahead and pick up some more items, looking for those vials, picking up rocket launcher, and just getting ready for a battle. There's a shot combo coming out next to that super shield as Burnie tries to make his way in to pick that up. Gets down to 87 health. Burnie at 24. These guys are getting into it, but that super shield spawns just in time to save GitzZz, and now Burnie has to make a run for it because he had only 24 health left to go, and there was no way he was going to be able to hold up versus even the little bit of super shield that was left with GitzZz. So, I mean, GitzZz came out of that one feeling pretty good. Burnie is grasping, and he's still down 1-0. 12-10 on the clock, and there we go. The lightning gun of GitzZz, something that we've all become very familiar with throughout WCG 2004, comes into play and makes this 2-0.
And GitzZz now making some very stealthy moves around the map here. He actually goes down a vial ramp and then back up it, but when he went down, he was walking. He knew he was going to make the noise picking up the vials, so he didn't care. He's sitting pretty, though, 67 points of health, 118 armor. There's going to be a battle here in the super shield room. And look at that. Lightning gun hit, primary shock, dead. 11 minutes, 36 seconds on the clock. That's going to be GitzZz's third frag of this matchup. Let's make that one 4 with the jumping sniper shot to the head once again of Burnie, and Burnie now is taking things very slowly. He wanted to start this match up. Flak primary to the face. What can you do? GitzZz is a powerhouse right now. We know that this is one of his strongest maps. There's no doubt about it, and he's showing us here right now. I think Burnie wanted to play this game an awful lot like Ironic. He wanted the battles to just develop throughout the 15 minutes of the match. GitzZz won't allow that. He will play as aggressive as he absolutely needs to in order to win this match, and already 5 frags up, 10 minutes, 51 seconds on the clock. GitzZz now, for the first time, under 25 health. He's got a flashing 22. Burnie with 50 armor, 102 health, and GitzZz is actually vulnerable right now.
Yes, he is. You know, that aggression has gotten him those first 5 frags, but it also has put him in a dangerous position as the shot combo comes flying at him from Burnie. GitzZz hanging out at that small shield. The small shield's going to spawn in as a shock ball comes straight for him. Burnie misses the ball. It would have been a beautiful shot combo, but Gitz is going to go ahead and barely escape out of that one. He has 27 armor, 60 health. He's still in trouble, still backing away, but at the same time, Burnie, 15 armor, 57 health, so Burnie's actually more hurt than Gitz is right now. So Gitz, you know, he knew he was in trouble. I don't think he realized how much trouble Burnie was in as well. But, you know, you got to be careful sometimes with those plays. Know when to be aggressive, know when to hold off. Now, we do have Gitz on the upper hand, 27 armor, 110 health, looking for that super shield to spawn in. He's going to be hanging out for it. Doesn't have the timing quite right, but there you go. The super shield comes into play, and his shot comes right at him as soon as he picks up that super shield. Hammer jump up to the top level, kind of almost misses that jump, and then when he sees his opponent at the top, he decides not to try to complete it. So Gitz is down on the lower levels, trying to see where Burnie's going to come from next. Burnie still hasn't fully recovered with 50 armor and 75 health. And these guys, the game has slowed down for just a few moments here, but we saw GitzZz's conversions not too long ago, so we know that once he decides to start a conversion set, he's going to keep that one going. 9 minutes and 7 seconds on the clock. Here goes a shock ball battle, and there is a beautiful shock ball coming out in mid-air. Burnie was on his way down, and it found him before he could touch the ground. 6-0. Gitz holding on to a very nice lead.
A move like that just makes you shake your head. I mean, Gitz with an unbelievable shot. He does take a whole lot of minigun fire, dropping him down to 13 points of health, but he was pretty safe, retreating back to the minigun area where he's going to find 225 health. Gets 8 minutes, 37 seconds on the clock. Burnie now does have himself an adequate amount of armor, 100 armor, 120 health, where Gitz has absolutely nothing. Now's the chance, but once again, Gitz's defensive skills in terms of his shot, his flak are just phenomenal. He's down to 60 right now, but somehow he manages to keep his cool. Finally, Burnie's going to get on that scoreboard. A lightning gun hit to the body, gets off the spawn, 110 health. Burnie now has a 50, but it doesn't look like Burnie's going to have an opportunity for a quick conversion on that one. It's still 6-1, so 5 frags separating these two. Basically, an exact opposite. The exact same thing that we saw in Ironic. And here we have a fight in the Super Shield Room. Gitz does grab it, but he gets nailed, goes down to 25. The shield gun comes out, and so does the minigun of Burnie. Somehow, Gitz is managing to dodge all of these bullets. I feel like I'm watching the Matrix here as he just jumps around and just absolutely cannot get that last hit on Gitz. Finally, he does, and it pays off. Some good controlled aggressiveness there for Burnie, and that puts him on the scoreboard with 2. He's only 4 frags away from tying this game up, and there is 7 minutes, 23 seconds on the clock. We're halfway through this match, but there's still plenty of time for anything to happen.
Yes, there is, and Burnie now at 50 armor, 105 health, going to pick up some vials to keep himself feeling good about this. Gitz at 115 health, no armor. They get into a flak battle in the hallways. Here come the lightning guns, and Gitz is going to decide that this one's just a little bit too hot for him for now. He's going to stay on the top levels looking for a sniper shot as Burnie goes for the super shield, and Burnie now in control of the items. But look at that, Gitz watching from above, lands a lightning shot, takes away a lot of that shield, and Burnie at 85 shield, 73 health. Gonna have to go for some vials, but Gitz, you know, he doesn't have any shield to protect him, so he's gonna have to keep his health up as high as he can as he continues to take sniper shots at Burnie. Burnie on the top level, lining up on Gitz, landing a lightning shot. Gitz might be in trouble here as they get into a one-on-one battle very close. And Marcus, what's happening?
Well, right now, Gitz down to 37 points of health. He got a little bit of his own medicine, a flak right to the face. It is now 6-3, a 3-frag game, and Gitz is on the run. Burnie found him off the spawn despite the fact that he's hurting a little bit. 66 points of health. Remember, folks, Burnie can seal the deal on this one. Should he win this game, he will eliminate Gitz from the tournament and force him to play for a 3rd place. 5 minutes and 57 seconds now on the clock, so the time is ticking. But at the rate in which Burnie has been earning back his frags, and at the rate in which he's been maintaining control, he does have the possibility to do that. The pie is on the windowsill, and he's got a chance to grab it. 5 minutes and 41 seconds now on the clock. Burnie's got another opportunity here with 2 great flak shots, trying to follow up with some flak and minigun. The minigun doesn't work for him, so he switches to the flak and makes it happen. He sees Gitz spawned right in front of him, and with a lightning gun shock beam combo, makes this a 1-frag game. 5 minutes and 23 seconds on the clock. And it's starting to heat up. There it is, the tie with the shock combo.
There you go.
And we've got some cheers up by the crowd. 5 minutes, 11 seconds now on the clock, and Burnie has got an opportunity to win this game.
Yes, he does. Burnie going for that super shield. He has 105 health. He's going to get into a battle here. 27 health, 10 armor, and there you go. Shock beam from Gitz. Burnie had 6 unanswered frags, and finally Gitz was able to connect. Now let's take a look at Gitz and how he's feeling right now, as he has only 7 health. He got himself a frag, but he didn't last long as the minigun from Burnie tore him to shreds. And this game is now tied back up 7-7. Gitz with his goo out. All he has to work with is going to drop down to the lower levels. Here comes a shock combo right at him. Gitz at 75 health. Burnie with 27 armor, 98 health. And Gitz is going to try to hold off down here, stay on the lower levels. Dodge, does a nice shock into the air. But look at that. Gitz dodging behind a ramp, throws out shock without realizing how close he was to that ramp. And he suicides. That's not a good sign.
No, that is not a good sign. That is going to drop Gitz down. And right now, Gitz has only got 21 points of health, and he goes down again to Burnie's minigun. Burnie is making all the shots that he's need to make. He is definitely doing what he needs to do, and now he's got a frag lead. He played this one smart. He's been thinking out his attacks and his ambushes, and he's let a lot of the battles come to him. He's chased when he's needed to, but he's been very aware of Gitz's defense and his offense with this flak. So a great job so far. There's 3 minutes and 37 seconds remaining. And right now, Gitz, who went from being very comfortable in this matchup, has now all of a sudden found himself with the chore of making up 2 frags versus a very formidable opponent. 3 minutes and 22 seconds on the clock. Gitz has 15 points of armor and 100 health. Burnie is not doing too hot himself. He's got 50 armor and 69 health, but he can play defensive at this point in time. You know, let Gitz the shield if he absolutely has to. You know, Gitz played that same and deployed that same strategy against Forrest just one match ago. So Burnie might be doing the same thing.
Might be, but you got to be careful with Gitz because he is able to be aggressive and have it work in his favor. So Burnie has to watch out how soon he goes into defensive mode. You still have 2 minutes and 40 seconds left to go. Burnie with 90 health, 15 armor. Gitz 150 armor, 125 health. So Gitz is on. He's ready. He's ready for action. He comes out there. Shock balls going back and forth between these two as Gitz waits for the opportunity to come through. He has a lightning gun. He has a shock beam, and there you go. With 15 health left to go, he is going to be back in this one, making it a 1-point game, 8-7. Burnie's still in the lead. Gitz at 20 health, but he has the super shield, and now he's just looking for a little bit of help before he goes hunting for Burnie once again. We're looking at that time ticking away. Gitz getting nailed by a rocket shot, then a flat coming around the corner. Gitz going to have to back off of that one. Burnie picking up the small shield, so he's feeling a little bit better about any battles that might come his way. Gitz going to land a shot across the way, and Burnie and Gitz just taking shots at each other and then backing off. We saw this on Ironic, and we'll see if this one plays out in Burnie's favor yet again.
The time is ticking, though, 1 minute, 37 seconds, and that means we're going to see Gitz get real aggressive here. These guys have a lot of armor. Gitz is hurt bad. 8 points of health. He gets taken out with the lightning gun shot by Burnie. That's going to make it a 2-frag lead once again, 9-7. Gitz had an opportunity there. I actually thought he was going to tie this game up, but it did not happen. And now Gitz is down by 2 once again. The clock is his enemy. 1 minute and 15 seconds. Gitz with 100 armor, 100 health, needs to make up 2 frags just to tie this one. And then we would go into a sudden death overtime. But that is the only way that Gitz, someone who has previously won multiple WCGs in a row, could be eliminated in the semifinals, thus having him to fight for 3rd place. There is the 1 minute warning. Gitz has 150 armor, 150 health. Burnie actually sitting with 50 armor and 70 health. Gitz is going to get a taste of his own medicine because now Burnie's going to be the one running away and Gitz is going to be the chaser.
Right, and we're looking right now. Gitz is, there's nothing more he can do right now. I mean, he's just going to keep running after, trying to find Burnie. Burnie's going to continue to listen and run away. Gets picking up that 50 shield, finally finds Burnie, trying to outthink him. He does find Burnie dropping down to his lower level. He's going to chase him down. Burnie down to 56 health, but Burnie is going to get away, and GitzZz is going to stop and say, you know what? Nice. Well done. He is going to concede this one, and this is going to be the set.
8,
Burnie moves
7,
on. GitzZz
6,
surprisingly
5,
removed from
4,
this tournament.
3, 2,
You know, stranger
1.
things have happened, but that is it. Congratulations goes to Burnie from Germany, defeating his own nationality team member, GitzZz, who traditionally has been a UT powerhouse. And I mean, he is.
Right.
We saw him perform.
Everyone's been talking
remarkably.
about it.
Everyone talks about GitzZz. He's, you know, he is the 0-4. He is the cooler of Quake 3. You know, he's in fact all those guys combined into one. And you know, I mean. He obviously is a good loser, you know, says, hey, Burnie, that was nice. You tricked me on that last second. I missed my hammer jump, and I knew the game was over. The third map would have been Refinery, but it is not going to matter. Burnie sweeps this one. And you know what? I think that puts him into #1 contender for being the guy that could walk away with the gold. But first, he's got to get past either one or the two, Lauke or Chip. We're going to find out who that is very soon.
Sounds good. So let's take a look at what's going on there. And, you know, we're looking at the finals taking place at, I believe, 6 p.m. If I'm not wrong, that's Pacific time. So if you're on the East Coast, you're going to be adding 3 hours to that. That's going to be 9 p.m. for you. And, you know, we'll hopefully get an update very soon on what's going on with UT2K4. And
it sounds like Lauke already won, so that's going to set at, what was that, 2-0? So both games go 2-0. Chip will face GitzZz for the bronze medal of the World Cyber Games 2004 Unreal Tournament, 2K4 tournament, and then Lauke will be going on to face Burnie. And
that's actually the matchup that Zero was hoping would happen.
Exactly, because Zero feels like Lauke has a good chance of defeating Burnie. Now, I don't know what would have been different between the two. Maybe it's the clash of play styles, but regardless, either match would be a difficult one.
You got to say, you got to be careful what you wish for, because you never know what's going to happen in those finals.
Which means in approximately 1 hour, we are going to have the finals between Lauke and Burnie. Germany versus the Netherlands. It is sure to be a good one, and you're only going to find it here on Radio ITG, powered by GameCloud. I'm Marcus DJ Wheat Graham.
And I'm Allison Trillian Suttles.
And we are live in San Francisco from the World Cyber Games 2004, sponsored by Samsung, NVIDIA, Shuttle, and Creative. And we will be back with more after this.